everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Today's webinar is building your first app. We'll be using App Lab. And do note that we have a chat where you can ask questions. We also have some little instructions in there. I'll paste it one more time. Here we go. So there, yeah, you can ask some stuff. Now this webinar will be focusing on a little bit of JavaScript. It's not a fully extensive app making webinar, but I would definitely give you resources on how to get started on it. We'll be using App Lab, which can make apps to go to your phone. So we'll get started here. Yeah, my name is Ruth. I am a community learning specialist here at DSpace and mainly focus on teen programs and some older elementary programs. And a little bit about hobbies and likes are parrots and video games. So if you ever want to talk about those, I am totally game. So getting started here, we need to go to App Lab, which is a program on code.org. I'll get you guys a link. Just going to paste it right into chat here. If you want to follow along, you don't have to. But right in this website right here, they have like multiple different programs attached to the website. And don't worry, you don't have to download anything. Their programs are attached to their website. But starting anything in here, you have to sign in. I'm actually already signed in, but I'm going to sign out real quick for you guys so you'll know how to get started here. So first things first, you got to create an account on here. So if you click sign in, it'll go to like create account on the left side. I mean, the right side, if you want to create an account. At the bottom right here, a little bit more on the right side, if you want to do a little easy account creation, or if you already have an account, you can sign in right in there. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. My screen is paused for a little bit. There you go. And now I'm signed in. I just, signed in with a really easy route right over there. So what are we going to be making today? I'm going to show you guys our final little product. Oh, let me grab it over and move it to the screen. There you go. Hopefully everyone can see that. It's loading a little bit. Okay, there we go. Open new tab. Oh, it looks like I posted my link privately. My bad, everyone. I didn't follow my own instructions. There you go. Now everyone can see the link. But yeah, let me refresh this right over here. Basically, it's a little app where it times you to like quickly tap on this bunny. It's like a little mini game. And then after 10 seconds, it'll tell you how many times you've poked the bunny right there. So it's a very simple little app. You can actually view it on the web, or you can actually send it to phones, like, because that's the main product they want to go to. So this little right here makes it really easy for you to create little demos quickly instead of spending all the time learning all the tech around it. So hopefully everyone has their account made. So I'm going to go ahead and now start with app creation. So if you're on a page like this and you're like, where is App Lab? If you look at this little create tab on the upper right, it says create. If you click down right in here, it has like Sprite Lab, Artist, App Lab, Game Lab, Dance Party. So we have App Lab right over here. And I'll go ahead and click on it. And it takes us to App Lab. It's loading and loading. There we go. So it automatically takes us to code. It is a form of Blockly code, but it's still a little bit different. Blockly code, if you do not know, is visual coding, where instead of typing all this weird syntax stuff, it has everything in blocks that you can just like drag in and you can connect two things together like puzzle pieces. So with that, it makes it like easier to quickly create stuff, but you can't edit as much in Blockly code. But luckily in App Lab, someone just said it's saying this app has age restrictions. That is part of code.org. They're very, very restricted on who uses their website because they want to be like a champion for their like grown-ups of kids. So make sure their parents like look for what it is before what it is. But I can certainly assure you that code.org is pretty safe. App Lab is geared towards like 13 and up, but if you when you create an account, you change your age to like something around 16 years and older, it won't ask you all this extra stuff. There isn't really a chat system in code.org, so you don't have to worry about all those extra stuff in there. It's just more towards like being very friendly towards grown-ups, parents, guardians, where you want to make sure that they know what their child, kid, sponsor are using. So if you want to go back, you can go back when you're in your account creation. You can either change age a little bit there. If you don't want to deal with all the parent stuff where it's like connecting their email account, or you can if you want to go through that. But yeah, there's nothing on here. I would say this personal messaging system. The only problem that could be is when you're searching products and you find like a project someone did that's not in the terms of use. Those usually get taken down pretty quickly, but that's the only main thing to like little worried about. But it's very uncommon of code.org. They're very quick to safeguard a lot of their projects. But otherwise, continuing on here, I hope that helps out. Oh, looks like we got some more people. But right here, yeah, I was saying with Blockly. So App Lab here, to go over, let me go to text here. There's this thing over here that says show text. So when it says show text, it's just, I should say show send text is what it is. So if I click right in here and show text, it shows the main JavaScript version in here if you want to, work in JavaScript instead of Blockly. So this is a JavaScript version of Blockly. It shows exactly what is going on in each of these functions and the arguments they take versus like Scratch does like a very much more simplified version of this. So it has all this like, it's a little bit more geared towards more complicated coding, not so much for beginners, but still can be used for beginners here. So I'm going to get started right over to the upper left. On the upper left, it says rename project right here. So I'm going to click on rename. Actually, right next to that, sorry, I'm used to another thing that does, you have to double click in there, but I'm going to go ahead and click on rename. So I'm not confused what the project is. And I'm going to make it, it's like a Facebook poke game or tap game. Or yeah, I'm going to switch to like poke app. Poke the bunny. App is specifically what it is. Oops, sorry, I accidentally hit my mic. And we click save. And it changes the name right there. So I'm going to extend this all the way over a little bit. So on the left side here, we have like a little simulation of our phone on the left side. We got code, design, data. In the middle here is our toolbox, and then workspace on the right. Toolbox is our different functions so we can quickly access and drag in. And then we got our workspace of coding in the middle right here. But if we go through right over the upper left to design, we can start creating design. So when you're making apps, you generally want to have a plan for your idea, like go thinking about everything of it, not just like, oh, I want to make a space app. You got to think of all the things you want to think about. Maybe it's like a viewing star app where you point at the sky, it tells you like the constellation is and data about it. So you always want to think you have like an intro screen, you have a screen for people navigating, and think about like a map of the whole app through each screen and how users travel through it. This one's very simple. We just have our main screen. We're only making 2 screens, and that's it. But generally you want to have a plan, and usually you want to test your app every time you add something new to it. Not like every little thing, but every big function in there. So you have a way to go back and fix things quickly. Because a lot of times if you add a bunch of stuff in and then test it and you have like all these crazy bugs in there, it's really hard to track all those bugs and fix it. So it's better to test one at a time. So our plan today is to make a thing about our app is open. And you want to have your user immediately be able to tap on the screen as fast as they can. You want some feedback, some type of indication that the screen is being tapped. And then you want maybe a timer or not. It could be a hidden timer or a visual timer. We're doing a hidden timer. And then we want to have a screen of results telling people how successful they are in the end. So that is our main plan today. So first we're going to create a screen and we're going to design some things. So I'm on design right here. I got screen 1. I'm just going to rename the screen game. If you're wondering where I'm at now, I'm actually in this little middle area of properties. And there's a design toolbox on this side where you can drag things on the screen. So I'm just naming it game. And then this little background color, I'm just going to click on that. You can upload images on here too for the background, but I'm just gonna make it like a dark blue. That's pretty good right there. And then I want to add my bunny in here. So I'm going to give you guys a link if you want to download a bunny image. You can also find your own if you want to find like a transparent image. You can just, paste it on there. But here is mine. There we go. Yeah, and I've just downloaded it for myself real quick too. Download, there we go. So for us to add an image in here, on the design toolbox right here, there's a little thing that says image right here. And we've got to left click on it and drag it in. And it's like this little box with like a little mountain on there waiting for an image. So going back to the center here, I'm just going to rename it Bunny. And this little thing that says ID right here is how we're accessing these properties through our code. So we're able to make things happen to them. So it's very important to rename everything in the ID, make it very specific as possible. I'm just keeping it simple as Bunny. And then for image, we want to upload an image that is right here. It says image. I'm going to click choose, upload, except for, there we go. And I'm going to be navigating. I'm just taking this off screen. You probably don't see it at all because it's another screen that's coming off, but it takes me to like my file manager. And then for me, I have the Bunny file saved under downloads. So I'm just clicking on that one. Oh, it does show in there. And there it is, little bunny.png right here. So it's highlighted, it's uploaded, and then I want to click choose. So if you guys have any questions so far, you can definitely ask on chat. And yeah, I can get to them, help them out. I'm very willing to pause and wait for a little bit, help everyone catch up. And yeah, all you have to do is ask. So back to here, got my image, it's kind of tiny. Then I want to change the size of it. It's kind of like other like image editors where you just grab on the edge and extend out, and it makes it quite much larger. So there we go. Trying to get it to a size I want it to be. Here we go. So we got our main thing, we got our picture in there. And then we probably want to add some text for what to do. And to do that, someone said, can you pause for a moment so we can catch up, please? Yes, I can. I can pause a moment here. And I'm also gonna repeat what I did. So what I've done so far is that there's a screen. I changed the ID of the screen to game. Background color, I changed the background color. I did that by clicking the little square next to it and just kind of dragging it around there and choose a color. And then for image, like right here, you can choose the image for the background if you want. And the next thing I did was grab this little image label right in here. Now you left clicked and dragged it in. And then pretend this isn't here. I changed the ID to Bunny. I'm gonna be very specific when you change your ID. Names, because we're gonna be messing with that with code. And then I went down to image. There's image right here. And I click choose. And then it opens a dialog box, your file manager box, asking where to get your image from. I saved my file under downloads. I went to downloads and chose my bunny image and click upload. And I have this little box where I could choose the image, and I click choose and then put it right here. And to resize your bunny, you can just see there's like a bounty box around. It's kind of hard to see because of the blue background, but it's like this dashed dotted outline around. But if you go to the lower right corner, your cursor turns into like this double-sided arrow where you can hold left click down and drag in and out to change the size. And then you left click down the middle to move it around. And yes, I am using a computer to navigate through this website. Yeah, I'm just giving it a few more moments for people to catch up. But if you are ahead, next thing I'm going to be doing is adding text with labels. Oh, the website I am using is code.org. Let me open a new tab here. And for those on Facebook, someone just asked what website I'm using. There it is, App Lab. You will have to create an account, and when you click under create, you choose App Lab. And it's got like multiple programs on there you can use. Here we go. And I just posted the link again. Oh, so how to resize the image. Someone just asked, how do you resize the image? So I have the bunny right here. Again, it's kind of real estate. Let me change the background color so you can see it better. Let me change it to like, nope, that does not help at all. Yeah, maybe that'll, there we go. So when I select it, there's like this dotted outline around, and when I want to change the size, I go to the lower right corner right here, and it changes my cursor to like double-sided arrow, and if I left click on that right here, and I drag it in and drag it out, it lets me resize it. You can also resize it by, like, if you want to be very specific in the numbers, is right in the properties right here, you got width and height. So yeah, I can drag this around and change the size. Have it right there. There we go. So the next thing we're gonna do here is add a label. And to add a label, it's right here in our design toolbox. You can just left click and drag it in. And it just says text. Now you notice when I adjust the box here, just not change the size at all. You have to do it a little bit differently here. So for text, we want to have little instructions of what to do. So basically, poke the bunny, you got 10 seconds. Or we can say something along the line, poke the bunny as fast as you can in 10 seconds. Word it differently. For the ID, we're not doing anything for the ID in code. I'm just going to do instructions for the ID, just so I know what it is. I type that right in here. And then you notice right below our ID, it says text twice in there. That's where we change our message. So I'm just going right in here. And I'm gonna say, poke the bunny as fast as you can in 10 seconds. And if I left click on the middle, I got my text in here, it shows up over here. So I left click in the middle, I can drag it about. I can have it and try to place it to a spot I want it at. I can change the bounding box a little bit so it shows text more stretched out. About right there. So if you're wondering how to change your text size right here, you can do so through the properties. You can edit a lot of things through the properties. So we got ID, width, height. This right here is only the width, the height of the bounding box, not this change the size of the text. You got your position, right? That's the position where it is on the screen. X is distance from left to right. Y is distance from top to bottom. You can change your text color. You can change your font family, but to keep going down, like there's a scroll down right here, you'll see that there's font size, and that's where you can change the size. I'm gonna go with, yeah, I guess 24 is pretty okay. And you can also change the alignment too. Like you don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing in this part. I'm just showing you guys the different options on what to do. And there's a little thing about border that's just changing the bounding box border color. You make it rounded if you want. But yeah, I'm just going through here changing the size. So I scrolled down and went to font size, pixel. I changed the size right there and the alignment to make it center. And I'm gonna change the color to maybe like a dark blue. Whatever you want. Yeah, just like you can type some type of instruction in here. You can even change the font too if you wanted. Go. And maybe I can make it even larger. Of course, I've extended it down a little bit more. It's a little too large. There we go. And of course, I could try making it multiple on the labels if I want to make the different alignment. You saw my example earlier, I actually had 2 labels and they're like stacked up each other to make that a little bit nicer looking. Yeah, you can just adjust it as need. Now, if you notice, we are done with our main screen here. So let's see what else is there. Depth, we don't have to worry about that, but it's just if we're layering things. Yeah, that's a bit about properties. So yeah, you can take a moment, change your screen how you want it to be. If you are ready to add a new screen, there's actually multiple ways to add a screen. You can either click on the screen property right in there, or you can click on this little drop down on our little simulator. So for the simulator, click on the little arrow right here. You can click new screen, or you can go through design toolbox and go to screen right here. And I can left click and drag it in, and it creates a new screen for me. So this screen here is basically my information screen for like game over and such, or results. So first thing first, I'm going to change the ID name in the middle through the properties right there. And I'm just going to call it results. And I'm going to change the background color. I guess I'll make it pink. Well, maybe purplish. Gotta get a little bit warmer in here. And all I did is click that little square next to the background color. You can find the proper hex color if you want, but I just went right in there. There we go. So I changed the name, changed the background color. Maybe I want to make it a little lighter. There we go. Make it whatever color you want. And then here, the screen for our little plan here is that we have the results and then a label that records how many times we poked the bunny. So of course, we're going to need 3 labels at this time because they're going to be separated by ID because that's how we access that through code. So you can go ahead and drag 3 labels in. So I'm going to go to my property toolbox, and then right here is label. I'm just dragging 1, 2, 3. There we go. And I could go through and change the ID on all of them, but I'm not going to do anything with coding these. I would say proper practice to give them exact ID name, but for sake of time, I'm not going to change the labels on these 2 of them. Just care about the text for 2 of them. So basically we wanted to say you poke the bunny, and it's like a number 00, and then it's times, and through code we're gonna have it record number data. So you poked bunny 20 times, or you poked the bunny 2 times. So the first text, change into you poke the bunny. Oops, if I can type right. There you go. And if you have any questions, again, please let me know. I'm willing to slow down and wait. Or go repeat information from earlier. So there we go. We got poke the bunny. I'm gonna make it, I guess, dark blue again. And change the size, font family, Arial. Change the size, maybe to 24. Grabbing the end of the bounding box, bringing it out. And then over here, just changing the bounding box. Right there. Moving some things around. Just trying to center this. Maybe I want to change the alignment to center. There we go. Now I'm grabbing my next text box. Now this one is important. I'm just going to change the label in this one to score. There you go, because that is a number of times, have bunny and such. And then the text, I'm going to switch to 00. And you can play with how you want to position this and then make it super large. Change to dark blue. Yeah, I'll keep it bold. 30, let's do 48. Nope. 72 for the size. No, I'm going to switch it. Again, you can play with how you want to change the size in here. Oh, too big. There we go. So we got 00. I'm going to change the alignment to center. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Darren said, are you testing each step? No, I'm not, but I should be. So I was thinking about talking about earlier that I should be testing our main stuff, our main functions we added. And I already had a bunch. So for each thing I'm testing, I should be testing each screen that I've made. I wouldn't test for each little things I did in design-wise, but I would test, after I made a screen, run it. So to test our product, as you see right here, we have run right here at the bottom of our simulator. If I click on run right here, it shows our main little screen right here. And of course, nothing can happen because we haven't coded anything yet. But yeah, I tested, shows my first screen, good. And that's mostly it for testing phase right there. But we'll have a way to access the other screen later. Yeah, very good point. What is the course you're using? I'm actually just did create App Lab. If you look at the upper right on the website, I just went to App Lab. And if you're looking for a specific course, this is a modification of Poke the Pig, I believe, but it's a little bit different, a little bit more complexity to it. If you're looking for a specific course. This last Saturday, I did a much more complicated app for like recording data, saving it, and showing results. That has no course, but you can find, hopefully it's posted on YouTube now, but you can look to our DoSpace web YouTube page and find like a diary app make that you can only find on the YouTube page unless someone else made it. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I got my screen right here, and of course at the bottom, I should write times. I have a complete sentence here. And I'm just checking the size of the other one. So Arial, this font size 24, and then I should grab the text color. So at the bottom top right here, I'm just copying text color. Again, you don't have to do that with me. If you want to keep it nice and simple, you can. But I'm just kind of keeping it that way. Oh, changing the font type to font family to Arial. Changing the color here. And then changing the alignment to center. And then try to center this. Now I'm just going to point out again, the one that says, the label that says 00, I did change the ID score on here, the ID to score, because we're going to be doing something with code. And of course I click on run to test it. I don't have a way to access this, but that's actually it for the design side of this. So I got my game screen, which is the first screen you see, and the results for telling you like how many times you poked the bunny. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Hopefully everyone's finished designing soon, but I will be switching to code. And I'm just giving a moment for everyone to finish up on the design side. Now, if you're making a much bigger app, I would like make a screen at a time, then add your main functions in there, test your main functions that you want to get going, and then add other screens. So if you're making an app with like a login accounts or stuff, or maybe a notepad app, I would focus on making the notepad feature working first, test that, and then adding like login screen, comment screen, stuff, other things like that. But here again, this is really simple. It's just 2 screens. You run on your phone. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to code here. On the upper left, you got design, data, and code. So I'm gonna click on code, and it takes us back to that Blockly screen. And then I'm gonna clear things right over there. Yes, I changed the screen to name to results. Let me go back to design over here. On the ID, changed it to results. You would just ask, is there a way to put each label in the exact center of the screen instead of just drag them and you try to justify to center? Thank you. I wish there was an alignment tool here, but there isn't. But a way to do that, if I hover the screen right here, you notice that there's an XY position. If I go all the way to the upper left, 0, 0 is our upper left. If I go to the right, it's Y still 0, but X is at 314. I believe the size of this is 320, but I'm actually getting 318 at the end. So if you take that whole number and divide it by 2, so I'm going to change, let me grab my pen here, clear. There's a thing that says X position and Y position here. Here it is. So right for poke the bunny right here. X is left to right, Y is top to bottom. So X right here, the position of the upper left right here is 25. That is the little painful part here. The position's based off the upper left of that bounding box. So you have to do a little work. I'm trying to get this bounding box the right size I want it. And the middle here, at 25 right here. So what I could do instead is I change this maybe to Y, so it's just a single element. Make this really small. Again, it's a lot of working you have to do to center things in AppLab. There is no alignment tool, unfortunately. But I got that really centered, and now I can take it to 318 divided by 2. Oh, nope, it won't let me divide it in there. Some apps let you do a little bit math there, where you just type it right in. So 159-ish is the center. So about 159. A little close to the center there. And then now I'm going to change the text. Of course, it's going by the bounding box here. I just brought it over to 150 and change this to you poke the bunny. And the problem here is I have to extend this back out. So there is kind of a way, and like I end up moving it back anyways, but you can use a little bit of math to like figure out the exact size of everything, but unfortunately there is no alignment tool in here. Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, there isn't like, it's not like Adobe where it snaps to like grid and stuff. Yeah, there isn't really that at all here, unfortunately. Sad. It's good little, yeah, you have to eyeball it and move around. Her asks not change the name screen, but we put them in the wrong order. So can we change the order or do we have to delete or redo? No, you don't have to change the order. So let's see if I can find it here. Don't have to change the order. There is a way, no, I mean, you don't have to delete everything, but there is a way to change the order. So I'm assuming results is the main screen you have that shows up first, and then game shows up second. So let's see here. Just like trying to remember where it was before, but it was like this button that says like make this home screen. Here's game, import screen, new screen, version history. That is the different items right over there. That part of me is just like, I know I saw it before. I'm trying to remember where it is. Finish. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, so I do have another workaround. I can't find that button that says make home screen. Me duplicate this. Oh, no, that's not the one I want to duplicate. Duplicate a game to screen 3. There's screen 3. Copy to screen results. So there's a little way where you can like duplicate them and copy them to another screen. So, oh, nope, I want to delete screen 3. Yes, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you another workaround how to get that other screen to be the first screen here because I can't find that home button. You said, got you, I think math's the way to do it. Makes sense. You showed me how to do crave thinking math. Such a great job. Cured my OCD. Thanks. Yeah, I'm on the same boat where he's like, I can't center things. It drives me crazy. So I'm gonna go to code here. So to get a certain screen to show up first, we're gonna go into UI controls. So this part, we're gonna start with coding here. I'm under code right here, and I got my toolbox in the middle. First, we're gonna choose UI controls right here, and it turns everything yellow. So all these blocks are color coded to know which category it came from. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a thing that says set screen ID. If you left click and drag it in, you get set screen, and it says screen 1 for me. If I click on that arrow right there, I switch to the game, so game shows up first. So that's one way to set it, to get it to set to a certain screen so you don't have to delete any other screens here. So what I did is went the code, and then under the toolbox, went to UI controls. I had to scroll all the way to the bottom, and third from the bottom is set screen. I left clicked that and dragged it in, and then I clicked this little arrow right here, and I chose game. And then since I just did something, I'm gonna test it. Run. It's showing that as my first screen. Now, if I change set screen, you don't have to do this part, I'm just showing you to results. I go to run. It goes to results first. So that's one way to force it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, I remember seeing somewhere in App Lab where you can change home screens, but I'm not seeing, I didn't see where it was. I'm like, I have to like look through it further to remember where it is. Here we go. So hopefully everyone is there. So we have to do some little fun things in here. So we're number of functions. We want to have a timer. We want score. how many times you tap the button. And as you tap on the screen, it counts number like 1, 2, 3, 4 for the score. And every time we touch the screen, the bunny gets like larger every time we tap it. So you have the feedback saying, hey, the screen's being tapped. So first things first, we want to have an event where we touch the screen, makes the bunny grow. So if you scroll all the way to the top under UI controls, the very first option here is on event. So whenever we have an action that happens with the UI, something happens. So on event, left click, drag it in. You get ID, click, function. We don't have to worry about any functions today. That's a little bit of JavaScript thing right there. But ID, like I said before, we want to make sure our ID is a name. And I said before, for labels, we should name them, but I kind of skipped over that. So on event, this is for specifically the bunny right here. So I'm going to change ID by clicking on that arrow right there to bunny, the first option. And then the second option for click on that with a little arrow, and you would do mouse down. Mouse down is the same as a tap on the screen. They keep the language the same way there because most other programs you code with do this too. But I'm just going to click on mouse down, same as tapping on the screen right there. So right now, we got to remember the size of the bunny. So if I go to design here real quick, just showing you guys this, you don't have to follow me along this part. Might have to if you want to look at the size, but I'm clicking on the bunny right here. And I'm noting my width is 195 and my height is 270. And you can just do the exact same numbers as me if you want. I'm just doing that because I'm going to change the size here. So I need to set size for the bunny when I press the button down. And to do that, I'm going to look under UI controls again. I'm going to scroll down here. You want to look for something that says set size. And I'm looking for it. Where are you? There's set check, set number, set size. There it is. So it's like right after set position or set size. And a little fun thing, if I hover over the block with my mouse, it tells me a little explanation of what it does. So right here it says set the width or height for a specific element and see examples if I want to see some extra stuff. And it tells me the arguments in there. And arguments is just extra stuff, information that it takes to do something. So set size ID, our ID for the object we're going for is our bunny image. Clicking on the down arrow on that, bunny. And I remember my size over here. Of course, I already forgot it. So I'm just going to click over design really quick. 195 and 270. So as I'm tapping on the screen, I want the bunny to grow. So I am going to increase it by 50 pixels, so 270. The second number, the middle argument right here, they look at set size over here, that's the width. So changing the width over here, and that is 270 plus 50. If you don't feel like doing math, you can just do math directly right in there. And then going back to design, my height is 195. There we go. It fixed it for us. 195 plus 50. There we go. So I'm increasing it by a size of 50 right here. You know, I did something here. I'm going to test it. So I'm run, test, tap. Oh, whoa. That is not the result I wanted there. I'm going to show you what happened again while you guys work on things. So I'm going to click on it and it moved it over. Oh, that's not good. Maybe we should change this a bit. So if I left click and drag it off, it deletes it. There we go. So there we go. See here, I think it's 320 is 270 plus 50, 195. It'll be 245 for the size. So set size with height. So, you know, gotta do math here. Click, And nope, it moves it over instead of changing the size. Well, it looks like we need to add a little thing here. We need to add an event where when we are not clicking on it, it sets it to a different size. So next thing we're gonna do here is add event. So we got a little bug here we need to fix. And we're gonna fix that by adding another event for when mouse up or not touching the screen, have it at this size. So I'm gonna go ahead, left click on event, drag it in. I'm still under UI controls. There's actually only 2 times I leave UI controls to add something else, and we'll get to that soon. So I'm at UI controls. The very first one is always on event, and I just dragged it in. So you can see this order right here, kind of blocks in there. ID, it's gonna be bunny. Event itself, if you're wondering, again, if I hover over it, it tells me the ID, type, and callback. Don't have to worry about the callback part. That's part of the function, but I'm gonna change click to mouse up. And then I want to set size, and it looks like it can't duplicate it, unfortunately. So I have to scroll down in UI controls to set size. There it is, set size, drag it in. Change ID for set size to bunny. The width right here, it was 270. If I want to make it, someone just asked, do you need plus 60? Oh no, I got rid of that because some weird things was going to happen, but maybe we can keep it if you want to, if you have different things going on, but I just removed it and decided to do math to see why my bug was happening, because instead of my image getting bigger, it was moving off to the right. And I wonder it's because it didn't understand the math I was doing, but I can go back and do that again. So I'm gonna run test this, I set size. And click. Whoa, things are happening here. But looks like it's literally changing size now. So now I understand what's going on here. Our position is changing. So there's a number of ways to fix that. We could change the position or not. So before I do that, I'm gonna do a little test of adding again. So I'm gonna do 270 plus 50. And do 195 plus 50. There we go. Run, test, it just some changes. And yes, it does work, but my position is being a little weird here. There you go. So, someone said ours worked when we did width plus 50, height plus 50. Yes, actually, that's a better solution what I did there. If you just did height and width, it will take the properties, hit the width and height without you going back and changing it. I definitely commend your solution there. That is actually a programmer way to think of it there. You don't have to do the exact number. You can actually just keep it as width and height because the program understands what width and height is, and it's taking it from the ID, the width and height of the ID of the bunny right there. So I can easily just change this to width and a height right here if you want to do it that way too. Run. It looks like it's not going to do that way because the argument I put in when width is not correct in here. But I can go through and grab the property of width. Yeah, when it comes to programming, you can have a bunch of different kinds of solutions to how you're doing the same thing. Okay, so the position. You can either go back to design, grab this, and change this. So what's happening is that it's trying to find a 0, 0, the position within itself, but it's not working so well. So here, I'm gonna have it, I can either place this somewhere particular so the position stays the same, or I can go through code, go to UI elements, and set position. There it is. And drag it in for both of my functions. Set position. Now set position, it also gets width and height in there. And I put this right before set size because I'm just going to leave the width as it is. Actually, no, I might want to change that. Again, with programming, kind of changes as you go. So before I change width and height in here, I'm gonna make sure the position is where I want it to be. And I wonder, let's see. My position here is gonna be based on the upper left of my bunny. And that's 55, 155 for me. Nope, my page reloaded. Waiting for it to load back. Luckily it automatically saves. There we go. 55, 155, 55, 155 for the X and the Y position. And I run, click on it, and it moved off to the side. And that little weird thing that we saw for a moment there, it was changing the width and the height there. So I'm just going to grab these numbers and drag it in up here. Oops, undo. I'm just combining my data in here. I'm grabbing set size to set off. On my other app that I made of this, I didn't have to do this part because I made my bonding box a lot larger and it didn't have any other space to jump off to. I'm just going to run again. There's that little jump part again. I wonder if it's actually something to do with the orientation of the bonding box. 270 and then 195. Enter. Grabbing that, taking that off. Gonna go to design real quick. Go, run. And again, it's kind of jumping off to the side right there, but it's working. Yeah, I got a little weird bug that's going on here. So, got set screen to game. Ooh. There we go. Let's grab set screen. I'm just dragging it off real quick because I want to test something here. Run. Nope, it's not from set screen. It's working here. So let's see, bunny, mouse up, bunny, 55, 155, 270. I go to design over here, click on this. Oh, yeah. Run. Oh, nope, that's not it. Fill, cover, run. Nope, that's not it. None? Nah, keep it fill. Let's see, hidden. I'm just looking for my properties to see what's wrong here. What's making it jump back and forth. See a bunny. Contain. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Someone said your original size is not the size in your mouse down, mouse up. Yes, maybe that, yeah. I'm going to change that real quick. Thank you. Thank you very much here. So I'm going to go ahead and just change that real quick. I'm just going to copy and paste. Oop. Looks like I looked at the wrong numbers. So I'm going to show you what happened here. So when I was looking at design, I was not looking at this part where it says right here, width. I was looking at height and X position right here, although the number is quite drastically different right now. But that was the numbers I was looking at. I wasn't looking at the right order at all over here. Oh, yeah, that's my bad. Sometimes when we're like coding things, we're just like, why is this thing happening? It's always because a small little thing we did. And we have to stop and think thoroughly of everything. There you go. So now run game. Position still jumped a little. That's because I did change the position a little bit as I moved it around to different things, but I'm just going to keep it as that for now. I could go back and fix it, or 30, 155. Maybe I will fix it now. So it's 30 and 155 now. 30, 30, and run. Of course, it goes off screen a little bit, so I'm going to change the Y position a little bit higher to about 140. 140. Run again. Looks like it's still going down off screen a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the next thing that we're doing in here now is that we want to add a little set of events where after a timer of a certain amount of time, it changes screen. So to do that, we're now going to look at a different function here. And if you notice, when you look at the screen over there, there's a thing called control. Right in the middle here, control, in the toolbox. To click on that, I get various different functions. We got our conditionals right under control in here. I'm going to go ahead, grab set timeout. So if you scroll down, there's set timeout. So I'm just grabbing that, dragging it in. There we go. And I'm actually going to grab this little, nope, I'm going to keep it outside. Sorry about that. I'm going to grab timeout and put it at the top of the screen. So the reason I'm doing that, because that's the order, I want timeout to be the first thing that the code runs through and counts down, then move through the other actions in here. So for set timeout at the end right here, that is our time. That's in milliseconds. So in milliseconds, 1,000 milliseconds, about a second. I believe it's 10,000 is 10 seconds. So do note, I just changed that to 1,000. And when timeout's over, so it's saying set timeout after 10,000 milliseconds, it's going to do whatever is inside of the timeout. So first things first, I'm going to go to UI control. And under UI control, I am going to do set screen. Set going all the way to the bottom, set screen. There we go, set screen. Click on the arrow right here and change the results. Now for person with the bug, you want to keep that set screen to game at the top, very top for you. I don't have that. I have to look through, find exactly where set home screen was again. But there we go, set timeout, set screen results. So I'm just going to click run. And clicking a lot. Of course, it's not going to record my tapping at all. And I probably should count down. You can create a visual countdown too by creating a variable such as timer and such. But there we go. Got set screen, set results right over here. Of course, this right here is not recording our data. That's the next step we're going to do. So click reset. In here, on a set timeout, I'm going to grab a thing that says set text. So there it is, set text, drag it in. I'm actually going to put it right before set screen. And I'm going to grab my score. There it is. And I probably should have named them differently, but I'm going to create a variable called score. Now, right now, it's asking, hey, score hasn't been declared yet. So we need a variable called score that stores the number of times we tapped on the screen. So right over here, there's a thing called variables. We're going to create a variable called score. There's purple variable, clicking on that. And there it is, variable X. When we are programming, you want to set all your variables at the top of the screen once you're declaring. So I have that all the way at the top. It says X score. I'm just going to, oops, so that I can spell correctly. Score equals 0. So at the beginning of my game, it's just 0. And think about, where are you adding score? Is it when we touch the screen? Yes. Yes, it is. So on event, mouse down is when we're growing our bunny. On mouse down, every time we tap, we want to add 1 to the score. So it's based on how many times we're clicking the screen or tapping on the screen is when we're adding to the score. So I'm going to grab score variable X equal, and you're wondering, are you declaring another variable? I'm going to be doing some little layering here. So I'm going to grab this right here, score equals. Next thing I have to grab is math, because I am doing a thing that's basically x++ incrementing. If anyone knows how to do incrementing, go ahead, start incrementing here. But I'm taking score, which is at 0 right now, and then adding it to +1 to it. But I need to take, if I have 2, 3, 4, I want to add more to it instead of resetting it back to 0. So I need to take the current score and add 1 to it. And to do that, I'm going to go under math. So in our math here, and I'm looking for a plus sign here. There's plus at the top, dragging it in right here. And I'm doing score +1. And there we go. Now I'm going to test my game. So I'll run. Tapping a lot. Just tapping as fast as I can. Uh-oh. 0 times. So we need to fix that right there. So it's not recording our data, but we're actually almost done here. So it's got 0 right there. Let's see var score. Let me actually change this because I don't want to clear it again. So what I did right here, so I could go through and find this x equals right here and drag it in, take this data and bring it down there. But I'm just going to go show text and change it by deleting variable and go back to show blocks, and it changes it for me because I don't want to, in JavaScript, you declare things with a variable at the beginning. There's also other ways where you can just type score in there and declare it another way. But for here, yeah, I just taken variable there so it doesn't think that I'm declaring another variable there. But there we go, poked bunny 17 times. Yay! So we're actually done now. I'm leaving it on the screen for a little bit for people to catch up on. But to share it or to send it to your phone, you can go up to share right up here at the top of the screen, click share. And you can click send to phone. It sends like a text message to your phone, or you can copy the link, publish, and open it on your phone. Various things. So they go to send a phone, you can send a number right there, scan a QR code right there, and test it out. I'm going to go back to the screen again real soon. I'm going to answer questions next, but I'm just need to do this little tidbit at the end here. So thank you very much for watching my webinar. If you got any questions, you can go to, it's taking a while to load here. Probably because my Chrome reset, but there we go. Here's the email link. So if you got any more questions, you can email us at hello@dspace.org, or you can go to our website, dspace.org, and there's like a chat box on the bottom right. You can click on it and ask questions there. We're ready to answer questions during the hours we're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And if you made anything really cool, you can share it with us on our Facebook page. Thank you for coming, guys. So now for the questions. You said my rest shows SC times. Do you have any more idea why? That could be something along with variable naming that's wrong. Make sure everything is correct. So first thing you want to check is the ID name of your label. I'm going to go to results over here, back to design. If you want to go back to IDs, I'm going to score here. The ID right here, score. I'm just going to change it to score label so it's much more specific. There we go. Yeah, ID, score label. And then I'm going to go to overcode and set text to score label. Because earlier I did say we should be very specific on our labels. And there I just got even more specific by making it score label. You'll just notice around it, it has quotation marks. So that's a string that basically takes letters and words to display that data as letters and words rather than numbers that can be multiplied on. So right here, I got quotation marks, score label. That's the name of this right here. If I hover over it, it gives me the ID name. So I want to make sure that's correct. And the second thing says score. If I change this to something that doesn't exist yet, I'm gonna run. Clicking this a bunch of times. I'm hoping to get the same result here. And, oh, nope, my code broke there because it doesn't know what it is. let's see here. So I have gotten this result before, and I believe it has something to do over, oh, I know why. So I'm just going to delete this little math bit right here. So the last thing right here where I'm adding under bunny mouse down event score, if I just directly type score plus 1 there, it's going to try to combine these words together to meaningless data. So I'm just going to click in here. I might as well also change my timer. As I'm testing, I might change the timer down low so I can get to it quicker. There we go. Oh, wow, it took the data 57 times, but let me run that again. Click once, run it. It's weird that this time it's actually taking them. That's the way it's supposed to be. 1. Huh, that's interesting, because last time I did that, it didn't take it, but I guess, yeah, AppLab is smart enough to take that as is. So I'm gonna go over this. When you're trying to figure out what my bug is at all, you have to go through everything again. So my first thing right here is variable score equals 0, semicolon, set timeout function, nothing in there, set text score label to score, set screen to results, 10,000 milliseconds, on event bunny quotation marks, mouse up quotation marks, blank function, set position, bunny, 30, 130, 255, 355, based on the numbers you want to set it as. And then on event bunny quotation marks, mouse down, quotation marks, blank, set position, bunny, 30, 130, 255, 50, 325, 50, and such, quotation mark. Score equals score plus 1, colon, bracket, colon, bracket. So if you went to show text and you deleted variable like I did, make sure you didn't change anything between there. These semicolons tell the compiler where to finish these statements at. So you want to make sure they have semicolons at the end of each statement. And you want to make sure the number of brackets match. So these parentheses always have an opening and closing together right here. On event right here, if I double click on it, come on, no, it won't let me. Some compilers let me, IDEs let me like select a bracket and it tells me which one's up in the ending one. So I got one bracket there, and the other one's right here. And then we got the parentheses for these blank ones right here for the blank function on the inside and a semicolon at the end. If you can also go to show text and copy paste. I can go ahead and copy paste mine. Of course, the IDs would be different based on what you name them, but yeah, you can also try that out. And then I can see like directly right in the code and paste in here what's going on. See, I'm gonna go back to my results. SC times, oh, I wonder if it's also based off of, how do you go to this screen? Oh, if you're wondering how I went to this screen right here, I just clicked on the arrow to results. If you're wondering how I changed my code over here, on the upper right, there's a thing that says show text. Instead of showing text, I just clicked on, so right on the block version, I just clicked show text and it shows me the syntax of our code. Yeah, I wonder if it's also something to do with the text too, because it could be something to do with the text directly. If you like type score in here, and you got giant, just shows SC, you want to make sure it's 0, 0. Or if I type S in there, actually if I type in there, it should be still fine because it changes the text. Again, yeah, you can like, yep, it changes it anyway, so it doesn't matter what's in there. And it has to be something with the code. So as you're debugging, you have to think through everything, like my position problem earlier. Oh, it's different from the actual image position, is where that changed up. Yeah, and if your code's not working, copy and paste it, and I can look at it and see what part is wrong. Okay, good. So one person says, when we run, every time we tap the bunny, it pauses. So that part on the event, you want to make sure it says mouse up and mouse down. Also, let me go to share and you copy that. Open, paste. I wonder if that takes me to the project only. So I wonder if that's a mobile thing, if you guys are accidentally tapping the screen. No. Let's see here. That's doing all right. Let's go ahead and send phone. Yeah, I'm just seeing what I'm trying a mobile version. Let's see how it turns, but make sure, let me go back to blocks right here, that we have not click or tap down, but we have this on proper mouse down, mouse up. They do key down, a mouse over, and mouse out, maybe pause some things. Run. I wonder if there's something else on the computer that's like, do you like touch at the bottom of the screen? Maybe you can accidentally pause it over there. Such. So let me test it on mobile. There we go. Huh. It's weird, it's working on mine. So this was a little bit harder to debug for me, for help debug, but you can try sending it to other mobile devices and see it runs, and try your best not to like hit the part of the bottom of the screen, because if they hit the bottom of the screen, it kind of takes me to a pause. So if I type right closer to the middle, right on the menu, it works a little bit better. Hopefully that helps. But again, you can try copying and pasting my code. Like this was blank. Control C, delete. Let me clear screen for you guys. Show blocks, nothing is there. But if I go back to show text and then paste it, there we go. And go back to show blocks, it turns everything to blocks. Yeah. Unfortunately, we are over time, and I just noticed my Q&A. I'm very sorry about that. So Lucas just asked, I wonder if Lucas is still here. Oh, I'm sorry. So hopefully later, maybe to come back and look at this, but say, would it work if you set the tap +2 and release to -1? That, unfortunately, it could work if I try it out. The reason why they're saying that is because that is the number of data of on and off as it's going through. So I could change it to right on and off states, like 0 and 1. But if I'm thinking the correct, I could be wrong there. But in AppLab here, it won't do that because it's forcing everything to go through strings and labels. So I think the person said, in the show text screen, I found the only difference between our code is the last row, your is score equals score +1. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I kind of went that really quickly over, but I did grab variable. When you do variable, it actually doesn't work so well because it's setting a new variable the same name there. I deleted variable from that because I don't want to make a new variable, a new thing that it's thinking, like it's making 2 scores rather than just 1 here. So I want to make sure it's just, score equals score +1 and be fine right there. So it's adding to the variable at top instead of a new one there. Okay, so again, unfortunately that is time. If you have any more questions or need more help, definitely email us at hello@dospace.org, or you can go to our website, DoSpace, and if you look at the bottom right of the screen, there's a chat box. You can go right in and ask some questions there. I'm gonna paste this code again for anyone to like copy and paste. Again, you have to change the labels, make sure it matches your labels there, and you can just do that, click the show blocks and change it. But otherwise, thank you very much for everyone to show up, and have a good night.